I love being unqualified and giving advice. It is my favorite pastime. Literally love it. Hi friends, it's Lilly Singh. My new movie, Doing It, is all about awkward firsts, tough conversations, and navigating love, dating, and everything in between. So the Page Six staff sent in their juiciest questions because let's be real, no topic is too awkward for me. So let's do it. All right, let's see what kind of freaks we got here, shall we? Dear Lilly, I want to spice things up in the bedroom, but I don't know how to bring it up without making it awkward. Any tips? Starting off with a bang. Listen, I feel like the best way to do this is passive-aggressively. I truly believe that in my heart. Don't be direct. Watch a movie that has a really spicy scene in it and be like, what do you think about that? Wouldn't that be cool if we tried that? Like, I think that could be cute. Like, should we order some stuff right now and then just have it ready on your phone to pull and order some stuff? But I just feel like comedy is the best vehicle, you know? Sometimes you sit down and have a super direct conversation, like mostly I believe in being direct, but sometimes I think you can be playful and be like, should we try that? Should we do that? But also, what do I know? My sex life sucks. Dear Lilly, my partner and I have totally different sex drives. How do we meet in the middle without making either of us feel guilty? Ooh, this is a great question. I did read somewhere once that if you don't want to like put yourself forward because you feel like you might get rejected because there's different sex drives, you could have like a code. I'm very big on codes. So sometimes what people do is they have a candle on the night table, and if it's lit, that means someone's in the mood. And that way, if you're not in the mood, you don't have to like say verbatim, you just like kind of, I guess, blow out the candle, which honestly would devastate me, so I don't know if that's gonna work, but I feel like if you had some sort of code, instead of just saying it verbatim and making the move verbatim, maybe it's a code word, maybe it's a code gesture, maybe it's like a certain top, whatever it may be, some way where you can kind of like align without saying it directly. Dear Lilly, my partner always wants the lights off during sex, but I feel insecure that it's about me. Should I bring it up or let it go? Baby, it's not about you. Sex is awkward. Nobody wants to see that with the lights on. It's not about you at all. I definitely think you should bring it up and you should ask, because I feel like communication is the key to sexy success. I feel like you should be like, babe, can we try with the lights on? And they're probably gonna be like, I bet you they feel insecure. I bet you it has nothing to do with you. We're always busy thinking that it's about us because we're self-centered beings, and I get it. I think everything's about me all the time, and often it's not. No one actually cares about you or me. Good luck. Dear Lilly, I've been with my boyfriend for a year, congrats, but we still haven't said I love you. Ooh, should I be worried? A year? Now here's the thing. Baby, let me be real with you. I'm into girls. We say I love you on the second date, so I can't relate to this at all. You know what I'm saying? 3 months, we're moving in with each other. Some stereotypes are true. Not saying I love you in a year? I think the question is, do you feel it and you haven't said it? Because I think after a year, if you felt it, you should just say it regardless. And whether he responds or not, I think that will be very telling for you. So I think you should say it. And don't do this whole the guy has to do everything first. It is 2025. You can say I love you first, you can propose. Not that you should after a year, I think you need to wait. But I'm just saying you can make the first move and see how that goes. But I would say after a year, you're due for an I love you. You deserve that. You deserve an I love you. I think every couple's counselor and therapist is gonna get fired because I'm doing this is basically, you should send me a tax receipt. This is basically charity work is what I'm doing right here. Dear Lilly, I want to wait until marriage, but my friends make me feel like I'm living in the wrong decade. How do I stay confident in my choice? Let me talk to you, okay? My whole life I felt awkward about this. I've always been quite sexually reserved. I was raised to also believe to wait until marriage. I have since changed my choices about that, but I always used to feel awkward or bad. I need to tell you that you should feel so empowered in your choice. Sex has no timeline other than the one you believe in. You can have sex whenever you want. There's no right or wrong age or time, and no one around you should make you feel bad about it. And if they do, you need better friends. I'm gonna have to put your friends on the line. Let me call your friends. Friends, you need to be better friends, okay? It's your body. You get to decide what you're doing with it. There is no timeline, baby girl. You do you. Dear Lilly, how do you tell someone you're not interested after a first date without ghosting? Use ChatGPT. Like, it's real simple. No, I actually do not believe in ghosting. I have never ghosted someone in my life. I think there's nothing a little communication can't handle. Hey, I had a really good time. I want to be really honest. I don't feel like I see anything here, but I think you're such a lovely person. I wish you the best of luck. And then you throw that sucker into ChatGPT and you say, make this warm, make this not hurt the person's feelings, throw a couple emojis in there, boom. I think communication is one of the most respectful things you can do. I do not think anyone should be ghosting. With all the methods we have to communicate, ghosting is not okay in 2025, in my opinion. Dear Lilly, my parents keep asking when I'll settle down and get married, but I'm not even sure I want that. How do I shut down the pressure? I'll tell you what I did. I just found so many ways to disappoint them that they don't even ask me these questions anymore. Like when you shock your parents so many times, they just give up. I'd say do whatever you can to make your parents give up. They clearly still have faith in you, and that's your first mistake. You know what I mean? That is your first mistake. Me, I was like, I'm gonna start making YouTube videos, I'm gonna move to LA, I'm gonna be an actress, I'm queer, I dress like this, I'm gonna get tattoos every week. I just did a bunch of things, and now they're like, we have no faith in Lily, and we don't think she's ever gonna get married, so we should stop asking her. And it's worked out well. Dear Lily, my partner and I have totally different love languages. Is it possible to make that work long term, or will we always feel mismatched? I love this question because I'm a big believer of love languages, and I believe one of the biggest mistakes we make is loving other people how we want to be loved as opposed to how they want to be loved. So it is okay for you to have different love languages. For example, my love language is acts of service. I want people to do things for me all day long. A task, help me with my schedule, whatever it may be, my love language. Someone else's love language could be physical touch. My mistake would be doing acts of service for them because that's how I want to be loved. It's okay if it's mismatched, but you just have to get better at being like, what do I want versus what do they want? And they're not the same thing. That's often where we get confused. And so I do believe it's possible. And I think it's very common for people to have different love languages. Dear Lily, I caught my friend's partner on a dating app. Do I tell them and risk drama or stay out of it? I have never had a more clear answer in my life. Hear me when I say this. Put this card down. I'm gonna cross my legs right here. If this could zoom in, I would make it zoom in. Editor, make it happen. If your friend is cheating on someone and you do not call them out on it, you are a bad friend. Friends who let other friends act whack, you are bad friends. Anytime I've seen my friend do something questionable in their relationship, I've been like, you, come here. I cannot allow you to be this way. You are too good of a person to be this way, and I make them come clean. So you should absolutely call your friend out and absolutely make them do the right thing. We're not out here being mid. We're out here being evolved. Evolved folks, okay? Said what I said. Dear Lily, I've been single for so long that I feel awkward even flirting now. How do I get my confidence back? Hashtag relatable, straight up. When I first went on dating apps after I was like, I like girls, I literally would message girls and be like, hey sis. And I was like, that's not right. That's not right. So it takes a while, but I would just say, I think that awkwardness during flirting is very endearing. I think everyone's a little nervous and everyone's a little awkward, and I think it's okay to be human. I think you don't have to flirt like how anyone else flirts. Flirt like how you flirt, and if that's nerdy and awkward and quirky, that's amazing. You'll find someone that really, really likes that. Trust me, I'm a huge nerd. I flirt while talking about my vision board. And I get some action here and there occasionally. Dear Lily, I'm in a long-distance relationship and the lack of physical intimacy is starting to get to me. How do I make it work? Whoo, yeah, this is a real thing. As someone who's been in some long-distance relationships, this is a really real thing. I would say, this is the really honest answer I'm gonna give you. You need to work hard and book some flights. That's the only way. You can FaceTime, you can text, but I think when you're in a long distance relationship, there has to be energy and commitment from both people to understand that there's some effort and energy that's gonna be required here, which means you gotta work some overtime, you gotta put some money in the piggy bank, you gotta book those flights, you gotta earn those points, and you gotta get to wherever you get to see them, because it is important to see each other as often as you can. And so you might have to become a baller. Side hustle, catch those flights, you know what I mean? Listen, how much do you love them? Spirit Airlines does exist, you know what I'm saying? There's always an option. All right, page 6, what else you got? Give it to me. Dear Lily, my ex texted me, I miss you. Ooh, messy. In the middle of the night. Ooh, messy. Do I ignore it or see if there's something still there? Well, baby, this depends. Do you miss them too? Are you lying next to someone or are you just riding solo? Wiping your browser history? Where are you at in your life? It depends. I think if you miss them too, and if they didn't, like if you guys, there's levels to breakups. Did they cheat on you? If they cheat on you, I don't think they deserve a second chance. If they like just kind of naturally stop talking, it depends. If you miss them, I'm a big believer of saying what you mean. I think life is too short to hold in your feelings. If you miss the person, text them, you miss them back. Don't let pride or ego get in the way. Sometimes people are right for each other, but not right for each other at that time. And if this is a different time, maybe you are right for each other. But it depends what they did, and it depends the situation you're in. But if you're lying next to someone who treats you well that you're obsessed with, do not text them back at all. Capiche? Dear Lily, my cultural background is really conservative, hashtag relatable. But I don't share the same views about dating and sex. How do I bridge that gap with my family? I really relate to this. I was raised in a pretty conservative family when it came to sex and dating. In fact, the concept of going on a date is foreign to my parents. My mom, I don't think, has ever been on a date. My parents are actually virgins. I I've never gotten the talk, and this was never discussed in my house. And for a lot of my life, I was like, sex is bad, sex is wrong, you have to wait till marriage, yada yada. And then there came a point in my life where I, as an adult, had to make a decision of how I want my life to be and what I actually believe and what my timeline is. And I am a big believer that when it comes to sex, and even living with someone, I would say is a bigger thing for me. I do think it's important to do before marriage. I want to know what someone is like in bed, in a house, in life, before I commit my life to them. And so that is my belief. But there comes a point, it's actually an episode of Shameless, the show Shameless. There's a really good scene where the characters are standing on the front steps of their house. And he just says, there comes a time when you're an adult and you have to decide you don't want to be like mom and dad again, or you don't want to have the trauma of mom and dad again or anymore. And so I just encourage you that you gotta live for yourself. You gotta live for yourself. And they'll get over it. Dear Lily, I've been dating someone for a few months and I like them, but I don't feel fireworks. Do I stick it out or cut it off? Fireworks? What rom-coms are you watching? Fireworks? Who feels fireworks? Fireworks are scary. Things get set on fire with fireworks. They're bad for the environment. What is this fascination with fireworks? The fireworks thing is interesting. I think sometimes we watch too many rom-coms, or for me, Bollywood movies, where there's a certain idea of love that is a little bit unrealistic. I agree someone should give you slight like nerves and butterflies and stuff, but this whole idea of like, I'm willing to do such drastic things for someone, I mean, let's just be realistic also. Maybe you don't have to feel fireworks. Do you feel like a slight candle? Like a slight flame? A slight spark? Maybe not fireworks. Times are rough out here, okay? We're lonely, you need to lower the bar a little bit maybe. Dear Lily, I'm in my 40s and recently divorced. Dating apps feel overwhelming. Where do I even start? I get it. Dating apps can be super overwhelming. Meeting people in person can be super overwhelming. I go back to at the age of 30s and 40s and 50s, you've lived life to this point where like, you've probably pretended to be so many different people at this point. Just be yourself now. Whether it's on an app or in person, just be yourself. I think apps can be stressful because you're like, what's my opening line? What is this game I have to play of like, how long do I wait before I message again? When I'm on apps, I don't play any game. I say exactly what it is I want to say. I don't care about lines. I don't care about this waiting period. If I want to do something, I do it. So can you just operate from a place of what do I actually want to do and actually want to say? Operate from there. Dear Lily, I caught my partner snooping through my phone. Should I be mad or wonder what they're hiding? Caught my partner snooping through my phone? Okay. In my opinion, there is no greater betrayal than someone going through your phone. I am of the belief, if I ever saw someone going through my phone, that would be an unforgivable offense to me. That is such an invasion of privacy. I would be mad. I would be mad. They would have to apologize. That's like passcode being changed. Also, like, how'd they get into your phone? You're half to blame here. How'd they get into your phone? It doesn't matter if you don't have anything to hide. Phone is an invasion of privacy, is my belief. They shouldn't be going through your phone. There should be trust there. And I think you should address that 100%. That's not cool. It's not cool. Dear Lily, how do you know when you're actually ready to have sex versus just feeling pressured to check it off a list? Ooh, great question. I don't even know if to be completely honest, there's been times when I have felt pressured. I think it's really normal, especially when I say as a woman, but I'm sure for all people, to feel pressured to have sex now and then. I think I always just go back to my operating system. Every day when I wake up, I'm like, where do I want to operate from? Do I want to operate from a place of fear and pressure or from a place of what I want? I think if you're going into an intimate situation, just to kind of flip that switch in your brain to be like, my only rule for myself is to honor what I actually want. That is my only rule. What I found myself doing is because I operate out of such fear, I go into a situation and automatically I'm like, I'm not gonna have sex. I'm not gonna do this with this person. And I set that hard boundary. And then sometimes I'm with the person and I'm like, they're kind of cute. Why did I say all that? If I could just operate from a place of like, honor what you wanna do in the moment, I think we'd be all better off. I think none of us are particularly good at that. We have all these things going on in our mind. Don't overthink it. Just do what you want to do in the moment and what is right for you. And that is all the advice I've got for you today. Now, whether you're single, taken, or somewhere in between, remember, love and sex look different for everyone, and there's no one right way to do it. Bye!